Commencing transmission. Engaging disclaimers. Proxy chain initialized. WFTA-TV is now on the air.
Good morning. This is WFTA Television, commencing broadcast activities for today. WFTA broadcasts on YouTube. WFTA is owned by Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Our programming is brought to you live via the interwebs on videotape and film. We invite you to join us for another day of broadcasting on WFTA, your YouTube toy channel.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Late Night. I'm Bill, and this is Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. And we're going to try to get a better show going tonight than we had last night. Give me a sound check, everybody. And let me say hello to everyone while I'm waiting for that sound check to come in. Johnny Sorensen, George Valentine, Mike Fee, All Music Fan 88, Blue Sasquatch, O2 Jonezer, Blue Studio, Black Sibrak, the General. Salute, General. Thank you for being here, sir. Rolando Flores. And Screw Your Feelings is here. Hey, hello in headlocks, everyone, he says. Good to see you, sir. So there we go. OBS. There she is. What's up, weirdo toy heads? Hey, what's up there, OBS? Glad to see you. Missed you last night, but I see that you made it through the unmitigated disaster of the replay from last night. So yeah, row on the show. All right, yeah, Rolando Flores is here. So watch out, guys. We got Rolando in here, and we've got OBS in here. So we got everything covered. So let's real quick. Let's give a little thanks to supporters, and when we get back, we'll bring Jonezer in.
Tila, look at all the people who have generously supported this channel.
Why, yes, He-Man, there's Radical Mom, Susudio, The Briscoe 1234, Shayjan's Hammer, Nightwing, Jennifer Poe, Jamie Sanders, Rollo, I Like Salt, and Ocean Breathes Salty.
And there is Sir Clifton, Mike Fee, Gilster 37, Boba Hicks, Blue Harvest Toys, Pope, Motu Jonezer, Geek Strong, B-Po Man, and Mr. B.
Finally we have Radical Toys, Dipper Poe, Robert's Infinite Realms, The Melvor, figuratively speaking, A World Made of Cardboard, and Gojitron.
Thank you all so very much for your generous support of this channel.
Skeletor, look at all these amazing channel members and Patreons.
Why, yes, Evelyn. Look, there's Susudio and Shaitan's Hammer and Mike Fee and I Like Salt and Manic Plastic Toy Shop and Screw Your Feelings.
And we have Jillster 37, Motu Jonezer, Grindhead Jim, Pope, Bjorn Jorgensen, Johnny Sorensen, Sir Clifton, Gogitron, and Melvor.
And finally, there's Chris Tremblett, Radical Toys, John Westby, and Boba Hicks.
Hey, thank you all so much for your continuing support of Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures.
What's up, everybody? It's Jonezer, your favorite comic book guy. So let's do this!
Absolutely. Yeah, me too, Jonezer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We gotta have enough sugar in here to choke a diabetic.
I don't have sugar in my coffee, but I got caffeine in it. That's for damn sure. All right, sound check, folks. Are we echoing?
Yo! What's up, everybody? It's Jonezer, your favorite comic book guy.
I found a delicious tropical coconut coffee at Measure by Copper Moon that's only $7.99. No echoing, says Mike Fee. Well, I believe Mike Fee for sham sure. All right, there you go. Fisto. George Valentine says, sounds good to me. Gojitron says, sound quality is on point tonight.
Well, we worked on it. Or Bill did while I just yelled stuff at him while he worked on it.
Damn sure, man. Me and if it hadn't have been for figuratively speaking, John Westby over there, figuratively speaking, helping me out today, I probably would have torn every hair in my head out. But thank you, John, for that help, and thank you, Mike Fee, and I Like Salt, and those of you who came in and gave us some feedback on the sound when we were doing our test streams today. I'm not sure, but Jonezer's echoing, says Blue Sasquatch.
Am I?
My mic's not picking him up.
Up. Pup. like Dr. Seuss. Mike says no echoing. I'm going with that.
I get this feedback where I don't know what's what, but
he might be making a joke about me saying echo, schmecko, flecko, becko.
Joneser, I was echoing. I do know that your mic is picking me up, Joneser. So turn your sound down a slight bit and bring your mic back a little bit away from the speaker, maybe, and that will help keep my. Yeah, there we go. That's better. I can see just a slight bit coming in, but not much.
Uno momento, por favor. Muy bien. See?
I will hope that's better. Yes, muy bien. Absolutely. So, yes. See, both of you sound good, says Mike Fee. Studio
cool.
said
Studio even says we sound good. If she says it, I really believe it.
Damn Skippy, because she'll tell you in a heartbeat when you go on.
Darn right, and we appreciate every bit of that.
You damn Skippy, surely do. All right.
So if we're not going to echo, Bill, what are we going to do?
I don't know. It's going to be the same slipshod, not very professional quality that it always is. Of course.
What are you talking about? We are always professional. We are on point.
All right, so I don't know if I covered this last night or not, but try to get into it just slightly. Yeah, I'm getting feedback off of your mic there.
What? I will move it away.
We'll see. I think it's I'm still getting that little bit of feedback off your mic there. Anyway, I did get my ship notice from McFarlane Toys. So apparently around the 21st is when my shipment is supposed to get here. Yeah, I'm echoing because Joneser's mic's picking. Watch this. Am I echoing now? I bet I'm not, because I just turned Joneser off. It's worse now. Put the mic back, says OBS.
Better?
I don't know. It all depends on whether it's picking me up or not. It is. Oh, Joneser got me. I thought she was echoing. Still doing the max headroom. Is it is my audio doing it, or is it just my video? Because I know I'm skipping frames right now.
Maybe that's why. Bill froze, is lagging, not echoing. You a lagger. You lagging. Lagging schmagging.
It's the video, she said. Well, I just rebooted the camera there. We'll see if that takes care of that.
Yes.
All right. Once again, I'm looking at how much feedback I'm getting off of your mic there, Jones, or I don't know. It's all in positioning. I know that.
Well, I got it behind the computer and pointed away. I don't know. I can't really do much more moving it away than that, other than disconnecting it and moving it across the room.
See. 1 1 2 3 1 1 2 3 1 1 2 3. I'm not getting as much feedback off of it as I was, just a slight bit. Ain't there a fuzzy thing that you can put on the mic? No, that doesn't stop the feedback noise. That stops the wind from whistling into the mic.
I've got the fuzzy thing and the shield on it, and
Chris says it all sounds good. So I mean, I guess we're going to have issues because we refuse to put those fucking things on our ears. Don't touch it. Touch anything.
Yeah, I'm kind of that guy. Like if you say don't touch it, I gotta touch it. If you say no playing on the glass, I'm like, where's the football? No smoking. Let's light them up. Quiet in the library. What? That's just who I am as a person.
Yeah, I'm kind of that way too. I get it. All right. Yeah, my toys are supposed to be here on the 21st. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing. But I don't have anything to show off this week. I've got a guest on tomorrow. Dre from Collector Safe Space will be here tomorrow. He might have some toys to show off, and I'm going to try to talk to him and let you guys meet him. Smoke them if you got them, says Lax Sivrak. Well, I'm doing that right now, bro. And I get in trouble for smoking on the show. I get made fun of. What did you order, Bill? I got the Wave 5 pack with the Blue Beetle bug, Blue Beetle, and the Brainiac ship, comic first appearance Brainiac, and also Panic in the Sky Brainiac, and which comes with the Panic in the Sky Brainiac ship. Yeah, all that good stuff that I've been waiting on. It's been delayed. See, everybody got their toys except those of us who ordered the pack with the gold label Brainiac Panic in the Sky ship in it, because apparently there was a problem with it at the factory. Badass, Bill. Can't wait to see them. Yeah, we'll get there. And we'll get there. And a lot of people been shitting on Panic in the Sky, man. They don't like that Brainiac. They don't like the way he looks. They don't like the way the ship looks. That is a badass comic series from back in the 86 and on era. It was a good little run in there that is collected in a graphic novel I've got over here. Let me go grab that real quick and show it on the screen. Yeah, there you go. That's Blue Beetle, right?
Mike Fee was talking about he loves his Blue Beetle and his ship. I'm thinking that I'm going to need to order that ship. I passed on the ship, and I didn't even mean to order Blue Beetle. I think that was one of those things I meant to remove, and then it got in there somehow because Jonezer doesn't pay as much attention as he should. Oh, there you go.
All right, so on the cover here, you see all the superheroes on this side. You turn it around over here, and here is, I can get them. There we go. Here is Brainiac, and we got Maxima, and we got Brainiac's skull ship here in the colors that you're going to see in that Superpowers pack. Now, if we're going to get this Brainiac right here, are we someday going to get Maxima too? He needs to do some girl figures, and that would be a perfect one to do, I think.
Maxima is a fun character. Is she the one, if I remember right, Bill, that she wanted to marry Superman because he could beat her up?
Yes, that is correct.
Like that? Yeah.
And yes, Blue Beetle does have an I Love New York bumper sticker on his Blue Beetle bug. It's on the back side of it. Correct.
Yeah, I'm going to need to order that. I've seen pictures of it, and now that I know a Booster Gold's coming and they can ride in that thing together, I think that needs to happen.
And me personally, I'm all about those Carlton characters. I cannot wait to see if he ever does a Question character, because if I'm not mistaken, back in the Carlton era, Question and the Blue Beetle used to hang out quite a bit.
Yeah, Question's definitely one of my favorite characters as well. I would definitely be all about that. I love any of that Steve Ditko stuff. I'm a big Ditko fan. If any of you out there don't know who Steve Ditko is, basically he's the guy who created Spider-Man. You know, Stan Lee may have came up with the name and the concept, but Ditko breathed life into that. You know, so that is the man. That's his claim to fame, Spider-Man, for sure.
Absolutely. And Mike Fee's excited for Guy Gardner showing up. Well, let me tell you guys something. Gojitron, Mike Fee, all you guys, you keep your eyes on McFarlane Toys. Let me know when that next wave releases so I can get my pre-order in, because I want that Guy Gardner. I want just about everything that's in this next wave that's going to be coming out. Since they're doing Blue Beetle and Guy Gardner, they should do Fire and Ice. I agree. I think the Justice League era from the Wahaha era, I like a lot of those. Hey, Dave's Dimension, what's good? Smash the like button, smash the bell. Let's give it up for these weird and fantastic guys. Good to see you, Dave, man. I'm glad you showed up. I'm curious, Dave, how the day went. I mean, I popped in there for a minute before I got back to producing tonight's show to see how you guys were doing. It looked like you guys were spinning wheels and giving away prizes. So, did we get a final tally of how much we collected for the cancer fund there? Nightwing says, I hope McFarlane goes back and makes another Brainiac ship bigger for the Terminator Brainiac. Yeah, baby. There's a guy that's done a 3D print of that.
Can I jump in here, Bill?
Sure.
Dave's saying he raised $680. Dave, make that an even 7. You got me down for $20 here. I said I'd donate, and I had my daughter's baby shower today, and I couldn't make it, but I'm good for $20 to make that an even 700.
Absolutely, good job there, Jonezer.
I'll get with you, Dave, on how to get that to you.
I'm not sure if that link is still active, but he had that link in the description of his video from today.
Either that, yeah, or whatever way. I'm PayPal it to him, mail it to him. I'm sure he'll know where to send it.
Sure thing, and of course, Dave, make sure that you get with Jonezer or me.
I'll find him
over on the.
I'll get the money to him, because we'll make that an even 700 if I still can.
All right, cool. All right, so it's time to get to the memes of the week, folks. We don't want to get the show too bogged down here, so let me go down here to here, and the memes weren't as strong this week as they have been in the past, but hey, I went harvesting and I got a few. The first thing is the meme shelf is empty. Please leave some offerings to help fill it up. This goes out for those of you who are in the team chat that are members, Patreons, and special supporters of this channel. You know who you are because you're in that team chat. If you find a meme that you find particularly funny, please share it over there so that I can grab it and then put it up here for everyone to see at the end of the week. So that's our first meme is begging for memes. Our next, well, wait a minute. Let me get this up here. Right, there we go. Now, and our next meme here is from Jonezer. So you think Superman has the worst disguise? Think again. But I will admit this about Prince Adam. If you notice, his skin color changes when he changes into He-Man.
It does, yeah. His hair gets a little darker too, and his voice gets echoier, which is fitting.
Zombie Hunter 115. Hey man, good to see everybody here tonight. Make sure you hit the like button if you're not subscribed. Please do subscribe. We are at about 933 and counting. We need to get some subscribers going here. My subscriber count has stopped growing here. Pat's races. What's races? You ain't seen nothing yet. Let's move on here. I don't know where this came from, but here we go. Wow, Jug. Now everyone and their brother will want our delicious wieners in their mouth. I think this is a real ad from Swift and Company. What do you think, Jonezer?
That looks pretty good to me.
Nightwing with a $5 super chat. You got it, brother. That's going to happen for you. I can guarantee you. Matter of fact, Jonezer, you want to make that happen for him right now, or do you want to finish our memes?
What's he asking for?
Galactic superpowers. He wants to hear That Time Is Now.
Let's do it. He paid. When you pay, you get it instant gratification.
Absolutely.
Give me a chance to find my credit card so I can donate to it.
Come back to these things. Let me set that up while the fireworks are going off here.
Right.
Because we had something happen. What happened? What made those fireworks? Revenge of the Turtles has subscribed. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the subscriber. Thank you so much. All right, so let's go over here and let's set up some, here we go. Let me run into the superhero adventures and let me get some Time Is Now going.
Absolutely.
All right.
There we go.
All right, and
Sorry, Bill.
there's Nightwing Super
Sound is-
Chat coming through, and we're going to play That Time Is Now for Nightwing right now because he paid for it. Here's to you, Nightwing. That time is now.
Flames are pouring from the buildings now. There's cars toppled, buildings entire, just crushed and crumbled. I'm not sure if it's safe to report from my vantage point. I really need to leave. Civil Defense has informed me that the surrounding areas are in ruin. I see some people running now. In the opinion of this reporter, if this nation, or in fact the world, ever needed heroes, that time is now. That time is now.
In the great hall of the Justice League. Of the Justice League. In the great hall of the Justice League. Of the Justice League.
All right, and we are back, right back at you. And so right now we got Archie telling Jughead that everyone will want their delicious wieners in their mouth.
Oh, well, everybody does enjoy that. Well, at least usually on the wiener side of things.
Absolutely. All right. Let's Toy Mama's here. Ooh, that's some folks came in while I was doing that. Hey everybody. Hey, there's Radical Mom down there. Good to see you, Radical Mom. So we're going to go to the next meme here. She said she was thinking of leaving me. I said think again.
Ooh, played the Uno reverse card there, baby.
Looks like
So
looks
I
like,
wonder.
Go ahead.
I wonder now that he's pregnant if she's going to wonder if she's the mother.
I don't know. I think that he's about 6 months pregnant with a case of beer personally.
Yeah, probably that baby's named Budweiser.
Yeah, or Coors. All right, let's move on here. I have a pleasure room. Do you want to see it?
Go Power Rangers.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, fun fact, same guy that did that music did the He-Man music and also did the X-Men theme song.
Levy and Saban, what's his name? Yeah, absolutely.
Correct. They are the music of your childhood and you didn't know it.
Figuratively speaking, I shouted you out earlier, John. Thank you for helping us resolve our sound issues earlier today. I appreciate you, brother. Next. Finally, the answer to why he crossed the road. Get a beer. Jonezer sings the themes, Volume 2.
Go Power Rangers.
Dun, 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 dun. Anytime there, Bill. Yeah, appreciate you, brother. All
I
right,
don't care what
next.
anyone says. That's a badass guitar solo on that Power Rangers
It
song. That
is.
thing rips.
I've been wanting. I've got something special I've been wanting to do using that theme, but I can't get any cooperation from my family on. That would be my
Oh,
son-in-law. I'm calling you out there, LSD. All right, here we go. This was from Jonezer, I believe. When you don't want to get up and pee because you comfy, but you can't sleep because you gotta pee.
I was gonna say this meme is my whole life right here. Like this is how I feel most nights.
I think I got another nightly meme here in a minute. Let's move on to the next one here. When your mama told you to shut up and you mumble something under your breath and she slapped your beak straight off of your face.
Right. You know what? And that'll piss you off, dude. As a parent, you know, you say something to your kid and they say some freaking what, and then
Well,
they never want to clarify that comment, you know. And you be like, man, say it with your chest or shut your mouth.
Well, you know, Jones, these younger kids today don't realize that back in our day, this actually happened. Mothers would slap
Oh
the
yeah.
jap piss out of you. They would jack
Oh,
your jaw in a heartbeat.
oh yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because there is still a method of old school parenting that I use that is still very good. My dad perfected this, and I believe I have his genes, and it's called the old stink eye. I'll tell you what, 90% of parenting is me staring at my kid till he acts right.
Too Close for Comfort TV show always makes me think of Todd McFarlane. Okay? I said, rassa, frassa, rassa. Whatever you mumbled under your breath, you was going to regret it. That's all I got to say.
Word.
Goodbye, beer pong, and welcome, battle shots.
Oh. Oh, it's a good thing I don't drink no more. This one would have got me in trouble.
Big time. I was looking at this and thinking about going back to drinking again.
Right. You know what I mean? I think I would win the game even if I lost the game if we just used a bottle of wild turkey.
That old wild turkey.
Dude, I had a affinity for that stuff and a tolerance for it that most people couldn't match. So it was kind of known not to go shot for shot with Jones or he's going to be carrying you home.
They look like deviled eggs. I mean, those aren't deviled
That would
eggs.
work too. Yeah, I could do it then.
Oh,
could play that.
we could do deviled eggs, pong.
Then after that, you'd be playing battle shits.
Yes, absolutely. Or the fart game. That's what we usually played on Easter.
And nobody wins that game.
No, absolutely not. Oh my God, I haven't seen you forever. Oh my God, let's stand in everyone's fucking way and talk about our fucking kids.
Yep. We've all seen this.
It happens.
I usually like to walk right in between them and then just stand there for a minute and join in. You know, like I know them too. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. This happens in Walmart far too frequently. And what kills me is when they're doing it on the toy aisle when I'm trying to do a toy hunt.
Yeah, that'd be irritating. Or I'm from a small town, Bill, and they'll park their cars right in the middle of the street, talk to each other, block traffic.
We get that too. That happens. Pull my fingers, says figurative. No. Going to look something up real quick on the internet. I'm not sure I'll ever see you again as she heads into that rabbit hole.
Right. Yes, the internet is a place with such wonders.
Yep. I've been there. I've done that. I looked up the what is it? The radio stations that operate on the shortwave. What do they call those? Code station?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, that's a long, deep rabbit hole, brother. Enjoying offensive memes. And then we have the little man who tells him that that's not a funny thing to do and it just ruins your day, right?
Not me. I enjoy memes.
Well, It seems like only yesterday that I was getting called a conspiracy theorist by Fruit Loops like this.
Right. Good times. Good times. I mean, I always liked that that they would you know want you to wear the mask while they touched all your items and then put them in the bag for you anyway. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, thanks.
I'm
You
I'm
made me
I'm
sick.
I'm looking at the smug look on this woman's face as she sits inside of that ridiculous
I think
bubble.
in 2020 she felt like she's pretty smart, but now that we're in 2024, I wonder if she thinks she's so smart now.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. OBS says I got a YouTube's notice today for bullying. What?
Oh, who'd you bully?
Oh, really?
Who cried about you saying something that they probably needed to hear?
Probably.
That's usually
I think
that's
it
usually
was.
what bullying is nowadays.
Oh, I think it was the comment I left about the spew. I call them hypocritical witches. Naughty.
Well,
Oh, look here. Look who's here. Dino. What's up, Dino? Geek Strong
wait,
in the
wait a
house.
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. She's left a comment about The View, and then someone else said she was bullying. Is this like a third party offended? Like someone was offended that she picked on someone that didn't hear it? Is that what I'm getting here?
Apparently.
That is some serious BS. Like, you don't get to be offended for other people. Come on. Grow a sack.
Yes, Sue Studio bringing up a good point. Have you ever heard of Skibbity Toilet?
No.
Apparently, that's Generation Alpha's favorite YouTube show now. The creator is Russian from the country of Georgia, and they're conquering us through the YouTubesies. That is the most ridiculous dumbassery fuckery that I've ever seen in my life. A Skibbity Toilet is a creature that looks like a toilet with a head coming up out of the bowl, and they're coming to
Like
take over the
ghoulies?
world by singing to us, and it's awful. Yeah, the studio though, it is retarded. You're correct.
Huh.
That is the stupidest thing, and it's mind numbing, mind numbingly stupid. I didn't know what that was until I fell down one of those YouTube rabbit holes. You got to be careful what you click on when you're looking at your feed. Uh, and then I watched a channel that was talking about how awful it was, and then another one came up, and another one. Is that a movie called The Ghoulies?
I remember that, where they had that monster coming out of the toilet on the little VHS
Yeah.
art there.
I attempted to show a little bit of the Skibbity Toilet earlier today when we were doing our sound checks and stuff, but I'm not doing that tonight at all. The ghoulie is coming out of the toilet. The turlet.
Right.
I always liked it. I always liked it when Archie talked about the toilet. The turlet.
Toilet.
Archie can't come to the phone right now. He's a little busy. You hear the toilet flush upstairs.
Right.
The best show is Kardashian Island, where they're hunted by ninjas. I love reality TV when it ends well.
That would be a fun one to watch.
I'd watch it.
What would be really great too is like you don't see the ninja, because a true ninja is not seen nor heard. Just actions of what he has done is all that is left.
Who is your favorite ninja, Storm Shadow or Snake Eyes?
The answer to that is neither. It is Sub-Zero.
Oh, you like Sub-Zero. Well, what about Ninjor or Slamurai?
They're okay.
I thought Ninjor and Slamurai were just Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes all over.
And just Masters of the Universe form, sure. I would have to say I'm not a G.I. Joe guy. I know a lot of people like when I say that, but when I did have any G.I. Joes or anything to do with them, it would have been Snake Eyes that would have been my guy.
Did you read the G.I. Joe comics when you were a kid?
I have a pile of them, but no, I was not a big fan. So no, they weren't my jam. I wasn't a GI Joe person.
Well, the GI Joe comics were my first introduction to the GI Joe toy line and the storyline, not the cartoon show and not necessarily the toy line itself, but those comics. And I remember I picked up issue 1 on that Baxter paper off the stand because of the cover with the Joes and the tank and everything that
You
iconic.
still have that?
I do. It's not in very good shape, but I do have
It's
it.
worth a little money, even beat up, Bill. Just so you know.
Now I might send you the whole collection. I've got about 50 of them in a box, and they're not in good shape. None of them. But there was an issue called the Silent issue, and I had a subscription to it. It would come in the mail, and I remember when I got that, I ran home and I started reading it. There was no words in it whatsoever. It was all told in just the pages, and it was a fight between Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. And at the end, you find out that they both had the same tattoo on their arm. That was a big reveal that somehow they were connected.
Right.
And that was
Like
like
trained
the
in the
first
same
seed.
school or something.
Yeah. That was like the
That's
first.
neat.
I
like when comics have those kind of like themed issues like that. And I love just hearing that story of your excitement to get it in the mail and run home and read that. I mean, that's a lost thing where, I used to get issues of Spider-Man in the mail, and nowadays I would be like, they're gonna fold it and bend it and put it in my mailbox, and I can't have that.
Did you ever have a subscription directly from Marvel?
I did. I had Spider-Man.
You remember? I don't know how they arrived back in your day, but I can tell you how they arrived in my day, and it would. Most comic collectors will cringe to hear this because you think I bought this comic on eBay, and by God, they better put it inside of plastic and then stick it inside of a mailer and then put that in a box. So, dude, the comic came with a piece of a brown wrapper around it that only covered about the middle portion of the comic, and that's where your address was, and that just slipped off of it, dude.
Right. Well, I remember I got my Amazing Spider-Man 361, which is the first appearance of Carnage. It was rolled up and shoved into our mailbox, and I had to take it home and lay it down and put a freaking phone book on it to flatten it back out.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Magazines and comics would come just flat out right like they are, and to get them in the mailbox, they would roll them up and stick them in there.
Right. That comic's worth a couple $100 now.
Yeah, I can see the collectors cringing about that too. Oh my God, they're rolling the spine. The spine is rolled.
Right. Yeah,
hey, my collects.
My 361 is a little dinged up because I got it in the mail.
Right. It happens. It happens, folks. It happens. Ugh, my Mad Magazine was always rolled up.
Yeah.
Dude, it doesn't matter about Mad Magazine because you're always going to ruin Mad Magazine anyway because who doesn't fold in the fold in? I fold
you have to fold the last page. You're going to fold that one anyway. In fact, I sell Mad Magazines, and if you can get one where they didn't fold the last page, which I don't think they exist, but they'll be worth a little more money.
I'd like to roll up that postie. But yeah, you're gonna fold the fold in on Mad Magazine always.
Absolutely, you have to.
I miss Al Jaffe, man. Al Jaffe was the man, dude. The man.
Yeah, I love Spy versus Spy. I used to read them, or when they'd spoof movies or TV shows. It was always good.
Well, I remember parody time, folks. Sarcasm meter on. I remember the time that Spy versus Spy went woke, and the female spy came and beat both of them.
Oh, sure. The female spy always won.
She was gray too. I liked that. She wasn't black or white. She was middle.
Right. Well, not only that, she could use her feminine charms, and her little feminine wiles. Those guys didn't have the option to seduce each other like she did.
Dismissed, General. We will see you next time, sir. General-elect Sivrak going to take care of his body and his family.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's go back over here to the presentation page and let's get the memes off of there, and let's go to our next one. I did some Galaxy Gals last night. That one didn't come out as good as I wanted it to. I got some more for tonight. I went over to Pinterest and started collecting pictures. These are in no particular order, but we're going to take a look at these. That's an old issue, George. Holy crap! What George? My grandfather had Detective Comics from September of 1939. Yep.
I've got some Batman from the 40s, but I don't have anything from the 30s. That's incredible.
I'm gonna tell you what, an 8.2 or an 8.3 of a comic that old is good. That's a good.
It can't be an 8.3. An 8.2 would be something it could be. Actually, I think it could either be an 8 or an 8.5.
So don't say it's only graded. You can say it's graded at, like, and be all happy about it.
If it's got that high of a grade for that old, that's incredible. That's a very valuable book.
Absolutely. All right, let's play our little video here. It's just a slideshow with some music behind it. It must be an 8, he says. Well, if it's an 8, right, you've got something on your hands. I would treasure that.
Yeah, that's a big book right there. That's probably at least 4 digits, my guess.
I would think.
Ooh-wee. You know, there's just something about seeing her standing next to that rocket, Bill.
What rocket? I'm frightened for our future with this AI-generated crap, man.
Yeah, you just be nice to our robot masters, and then they will treat you good. You know, you won't go into the termination camps. You'll be in the work camps. It'll be all right.
I think I want to go to the termination. I don't know what's going on in that one.
They're cuddling for warmth.
What's wrong with her?
Oh, that's creepy. Hi, take me to your leader.
Most of them are AI, if not all of them are OPS.
Like she got the headphones and said, oh boy.
I don't know what's going on there.
Like Thelma, she lost her glasses, but then she can't figure out how to get them in the bubble.
Right. Got a point here, whether to deal with an AI with modern pilots.
Yeah, not much difference between the two.
Yeah, their brains are like more. Not sure which
she looks good doing it.
I like this picture.
Yeah, that looks like something I would watch or read or think about.
Hey, Alex.
She looks very 80s or 70s.
I kind of like that one.
I do too.
And then here's, of course, a mock-up of Weird Science we were talking about earlier. Kind of wraps it up there. And Johnny Sorensen says he believes that AI is a fad that'll blow over be yesterday's news like Bitcoin, smartphones, etc., etc. I don't know. I think it's a tool. I think it can be misused or used correctly. Am I using AI to help me in my show these days? Well, yes, I am. AI doesn't scream "Racist" every time that you have the Dukes of Hazzard on.
They're just the good old boys. Never meaning
no harm. Trouble with the law since the day they were born.
Oh, they gonna do boys Roscoe B. Jenkins.
I'd rather see a picture of person, Drew.
Yeah, I suppose that's more artistic, for sure.
You know? Supposedly, you can't copyright an AI-generated picture.
Huh.
And Alex got a point, but I draw horribly.
I like a good stick man. It's all good.
I can draw a stick man too. Not too particularly good at drawing anymore. I tried my hand at it when I was younger. My daughter's a much better artist than I am. Well, as my camera reboots and I kind of pick up some speed here, there was someone earlier, I believe Blue Sasquatch, I hope you're still with us, who wanted some commercials. Well, I'm fixing to make a commercial break for us to take a little break because, you know, we old men and we've been drinking too much coffee. How'd that go?
Put a little in, gotta let a little out.
Right. So we'll be right back after these messages.
And now, these messages. Coming from the farthest reaches of the universe to challenge the worst villains on Earth are the most powerful heroes ever in the battle of the Superpowers Collection. Impossible! The Hall of Justice under attack, Batman behind bars. New from Kenner's Superpowers Collection, Hall of Justice playset. Some assembly required, vehicles and figures sold separately.
Use the trap door, Batman!
Brainiac's taken over the computer, Joker in the elevator, evil forces joining for a final assault. Who can restore order?
Superman!
Can Superman save the Hall of Justice? You decide.
Behind its wall of beautiful teeth, Toothopolis is under constant siege by the Cavity Creeps.
We make holes in teeth!
Cresty, look! Crest team, the Cavity Creeps are coming!
We'll fight them with Crest's fluoride.
Crest!
Yay! Watch treats, see your dentist, and fight the Cavity Creeps like the Crest team.
Fight cavities with Crest!
This toy comes with something that can really open up a kid's imagination. Its own legend.
He-Man! Skeletor is his enemy.
It's the Masters of the Universe collection. And for my kids, the legend begins here with Castle Grayskull.
It holds the powers of the universe.
He-Man, Skeletor has captured Castle Grayskull.
We must stop his evil power. To Grayskull!
Defeat He-Man's forces, but leave him to me.
Here I am, Skeletor.
He-Man! Skeletor is getting away!
But Castle Grayskull is safe with us.
Nothing's safe while Skeletor is out there.
And so the legend continues in this Masters of the Universe collection. And in the imagination of my kids. Look for it. It's new from Mattel.
Here are a few words about Levi's jeans and cords.
Levi's.
Go straight. Okay. Go down. Go down. Say what? Go down. Get down. Go down.
I got it! You get it!
Levi's.
And we are back, and hope you guys enjoyed the quick little commercial break there. That was I don't think that ever actually aired on television. That was the He-Man commercial that they used to sell the product, and that was Filmation's first He-Man animation. It was in that commercial. I liked it. I hate being broke. I found some packs of cigarettes with baseball cards in them in the local antique. That's where baseball cards were first sold as inserts in packs of cigarettes. Did you know that, Joneser?
I did. There were a lot of little trading cards they used to sell out of packs of cigarettes back in the day, not just baseball cards, but like, pictures of all kinds of different things.
Women,
horses, all kinds of different stuff.
Right. That is a neat find there, George. I wonder how much that's worth.
Yeah, I think it would probably depend on what card and what shape it's in, the rarity. That these things go.
Gary Manilow card. Oh no, what's his name? Not Manilow. That's the singer. That baseball cards are worth so damn much.
Oh, Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle. There we go. Thank you. I don't know. I'm not a brain for.
Happens when you're on air.
It do. It happened quite a bit when you're on the air. You have things on your mind, and suddenly your mind goes into a complete mushy blank.
Right. When you're not on air, you'll think of it instantly, but when you're on air on the spot, you're like.
They wanted $1,100 for both packs, and didn't know what cards they are.
And if it's an antique store, in my experience, the price is probably pretty on point. These guys usually do their research, or they're a little high, and they're fine being high because they know you're go find another one somewhere else. Then,
yeah, that's been my experience with quote unquote antique stores. Just because it's old doesn't mean it's worth money, but they think it is.
Well, and a lot of times they're pretty on point when it comes to like eBay listings or eBay sold listings, but they might be a touch ahead of them. I've found that like going to antique stores looking for comic books or looking for things to flip and make money on, there's usually no meat left on the bone because those guys are getting top dollar for that item. And if you're looking to flip it, sell it, and make a little money, there's no money to be made. You're probably going to overpay. You're going to have to sit on the item for 20 years to make a profit on it.
And if you go in there trying to sell your shit to them, they're going to screw you left and right because they're going to give you a quarter, maybe half of what they got to resell it. They'll tell you.
Correct. And I would tell you the same thing if you brought something to me. I'm going to be like, look, I'd be a buyer at this, and this is what I can do.
Yeah. Because you probably got a lot of money that you got to invest in that before you can resell it anyway. Correct.
And you're in business to make money, not to break even or to, you know what I mean? So there's a thing that something's worth, and it's also worth, and this is important, what someone's willing to pay.
That's the key point right there, and that's what I've told a lot of people. How much is such and such worth? It's worth what you can get someone to pay you.
Correct.
As the rule goes, it's only worth as much as the person is willing to sell it for, or you're willing to pay. Yep, that's it.
Exactly.
That is the key word. So whatever it says it's worth in the comic book buyer's guide, you got to find somebody willing to pay that price for it, or you're going to sit on it.
Right.
And with today's market and the economy the way it is that affecting the prices? Have you seen any kind of mark up or down as a result of that? Yet, Jonezer?
I have, and quite honestly, I got into both. I started in my side business selling comics and Masters of the Universe figures, two things that I felt like I knew the most about, and so I could make the maximum amount of money messing with them because I knew what I was messing with. The problem is I did the whole thing stupid. Is I jumped in when the business was on a high, and now I'm selling when a business is on a low, and so I did this whole thing backwards. But you're supposed to buy when the prices are down and sell when the prices are up. Is the best thing. And I think the pandemic got a lot of us in our basements and in our attics and looking for all our baseball cards and our comic books and our old toys. And, because we were all home and bored and, going on eBay and looking to, cash in on this.
Don't forget all those coof bucks that they were giving away at that time too.
Right, too. So people were getting money to go spend. And I'll tell you, I was just as guilty of this because I went right into, and I think Masters of the Universe Origins was coming out about the same time. And so I was diving into that. And, yeah, it's just like George is saying there, the golden age and this and silver age comics are still high and they always will be. That's not really been affected by the comic bubble, if you will.
Well,
But a lot of the other stuff that wasn't worth crap for years suddenly became worth crap and then went right back to being not worth crap.
well, I know why the golden age and silver age comics are worth what they're worth, because that was disposable entertainment and it was disposed of.
Right.
There was a world war going on at the time, and they had what was known as paper drives, and loads of kids' comic books would wind up on those wagons as they came through. And there's just not a lot of them. Supply and demand is ruling the day on those. Whereas the more modern comic books, there's plenty of those left. They're everywhere.
Well, and like George is saying too, with the reprints have hurt the market. I don't know if they've hurt the market as much as it gives people another option. Because if you can't get an original, say you want a Hulk 181, but you don't have $2,000 to go get a Hulk 181, so you can get a reprint of Hulk 181 for $5 to $20, and it still reads the same comic. Now, I think if somebody wanted an original, they're still gonna get an original if they can afford one. But if you can't afford one, a reprint is a great option if you just want to read one or just have one just to have it.
That's a good point, Jonezer, and I'm interrupting you because I've got something brought out in my mind here. So, Hulk 181, we'll just use it for an example since you brought it up. All right, so the collector who's collecting for value has that in a slab and will never read it. But if you want to read it, you might as well get the reprint so you can actually open the damn thing up and read it. I've got shelf after shelf of collected albums over here of comics, whereas the comics themselves are bagged and boarded, and I don't really want to dig in them and get them out. I just assume reach over here and read them. And if I had to if I wanted to read these stories, I wouldn't go for the original. I would go for something I could pick up and read.
Right. I mean, Nightwing brings up a point too here with digital comics, and I'm going to go with, I don't know if Stan Lee said this, but a digital comic's great, but I always think of a digital comic much like a Playboy magazine. Like a boobie's good to look at on paper, but it's still going to feel better in your hand.
Yeah, I have a lot of digital comics that have been acquired on the high seas and they're on flash drives over here. And I don't find myself loading them up to read them on the computer because I'd much rather have the issue in my hand and I can flip through it and I can read it I'm just old fashioned that way. And yeah, I agree with George Valentine's take there. The older stuff is better because newer stuff's just pure crap.
A lot of it is, and a lot of it's the writers have different agendas than trying to sell comic books and entertain people. They're trying to push other things that have nothing to do with selling more comic books. It's more trying to tout their political virtue signaling points, and that's what's hurting the business. It's even hurting it in the movie and television business too, because the agenda is not to do a good show. The agenda is to preach to the audience about whatever the writer thinks that you should be feeling.
That's true. Now getting back into digital media, so I think that goes into the popular thought today is that you will own nothing and you will love it and you will eat the bugs. So all of your media is going to be in some cloud somewhere that someone can monkey with or take away from you at any time. You actually won't have anything to hold in your hand.
And that just makes me sad.
Message TM. Yeah, absolutely. And that brings us to the point to where I need to bring everybody out of the gloom that we're bringing ourselves into by thinking about the message. Comic books and videos get more watches than people actually reading comics. It's bizarro land. Comic book videos, YouTube full of them. I'd rather have a paper value, says Nightwing. Yeah, I agree with you, Nightwing. You ready for a round of music and fun? We're about an hour into this.
I was born ready, my friend.
All right. Well, let me set our first or our one little set up here, and we'll see where we go from there. So here we go, folks. Let's have a little bit of music and fun.
Ready? 2, 3. What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises. Early in the morning, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises. Early in the morning.
Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Early in the morning.
Way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises. Early in the morning. Put him in a longboat till he's sober. Put him in a longboat till he's sober. Put him in a longboat till he's sober. Early in the morning. Way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises. Early in the morning. Way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises. Early in the morning.
Stick him in a scupper with a hose pipe on him. Stick him in a scupper with a hose pipe on him. Stick him in a scupper with a hose pipe on him. Early in the morning.
Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises. Early in the morning. Give him a dose of salt and water. Give him a dose of salt and water. Give him a dose of salt and water. Early in the morning. Way hey oh, way hey oh, way hey oh. Early in the morning.
That's what we do with the drunken sailor. That's what we do with the drunken sailor. That's what we do with the drunken sailor. Early in the morning.
Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises. Early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises. Early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises. Early in the morning.
And we are back, and I made myself big because we're talking about comic book reprints of classic issues. Gojitron sent me some recently in the mail. It's Adam Warlock here and Werewolf by Night. And what's really nice
Nice.
about these are, I think Alex was talking about this as well. They include the original ads and everything, just like the original comic. Great stuff, and they are out there. And they fit the bill if you want to read the comic and you want to have a representation of what it looked like back in the day.
Right. And you not have to spend a fortune to get that book. You know, because that original book is not $4.99.
No, no, they're worth the money. They're worth the money. Yeah, a little Stinkor. I think Susudio saw some of those small versions of Stinkor
Right.
at Walmart recently. Yeah, and I think Alex hadn't been with us in a while. He hasn't seen some of the music and fun that we have created over here. So I think we kind of caught him off guard there with Stinkor taking a dump there on the company dime. But yeah, we got more than that, but we don't play them all every night. So kind of have to tune in to see if your favorite's being played. But there is a way to get them. But I'm not going to go into that. Werewolf by Night is one of the few things that Disney did do well. I agree with that. That one was a good one.
It was. No,
And they kind of sprung it on us around a Halloween and didn't tell us they were going to do it.
Right. Well, and I like that it was in black and white, which gave it that old school horror vibe. You know. Well, yeah, that was very well done.
And the man thing was in it.
Right.
Yeah, it was one of the few things that they've done right now. I've since ditched Disney Plus. I'm not paying for umpty million damn subscription services. Just I don't have the money for it. I pick one.
My kids watch the crap out of that, and I think I get it free with my cell phone plan. So Disney and Hulu and ESPN Plus, I think I get without for my phone. So it's I have it no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, there's Radical Mom. I think she's just been hanging out there. I think Jeff woke her up there, just checking. All right, she's lurking, kind of listening to us and hanging out in the background, waiting for something to play that she enjoyed, I suppose. Black and white and a lot of very good practical effects. I'm a fan of practical effects.
Well, it's a lost art, you know. I mean, now they can just do everything digitally, you know. But I mean, some of those old puppets and clay and practical effects have their own little charm to them. Sometimes they even look better or more realistic.
They do. You can tell CGI when you see it, Steve. We might be able to pull something off like that. All Music Fan 88. Let's just see how things go. Let's see. My damn cable bill was $200. Dude, mine's higher than that because I had to up it so that I could get a better internet connection so that we could at least halfway do this right. So, all the problems that you see us have now have nothing to do with my internet speed. They have all to do with processor speeds and computing power on my end. And as I add more bells and whistles into the show, that puts more and more load on my CPU. Practical will always be superior, says George, and I agree with that. That's without the internet, says Studio. Oh my goodness, are you subscribing to premium services?
Right. Yeah, 200 without internet. That's insane.
Does anybody still subscribe to Cinemax and HBO and Showtime, or do they even exist anymore?
I usually I got a HBO Max for a little while, or Max or whatever they call it.
That's a streaming service. I'm talking about what comes with the cable.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't had regular cable in years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about ready. The only reason I still have it, and I've got what the basic package That's it. It's just for the internet because the internet comes through my cable service.
Yeah, I think streaming is kind of the future and the way to go. I think a lot of people, I mean, I do know a few people that still have regular cable like we used to do, but I think that's going the way of the Western.
Yesterland Toys. Hey, Bill and Jonezer, long time. Hey, man, how's it going? Good to see you. Glad you could join us tonight, man. It has been a while. I don't know how long you've been hanging with us, but you just missed the round of music and fun that we have. I've heard of the sling. Have you heard of this sling that they're talking about over there, Jones?
I have. I know what they're talking about. I don't have that, but
I've got irregular cable, but that might be a medical issue, Johnny.
Oh, Jesus.
Jones are busy typing it out. He's typing a response to that.
Oh no, I'm just doing God's work over here, buddy.
Oh, I appreciate you there, brother. And there you go. There's your sub there, Yesterland. If you're not subscribed to Yesterland Toys, folks, you're missing out on a pretty damn good show. I can tell you that now. He runs a pretty tight ship over there, and I like Yesterland Toys. He's a good show. I don't know what I got. I know I got all the works. It works. I have Cinemax, and HBO says, figuratively speaking, I didn't even know Cinemax still existed. That's the thing. You keep signing up for all those streamings, and you end up paying the same as you did for cable or more. Yeah, it's been a long time. Life's been busy since last November. Yeah, I bet, man. Thanks for the shout out, guys. No problem, man. My cable is short, shriveled, and always to the left. Well,
they got a pill for that nowadays there.
Skinamax. That's what it used to be back when we were kids. You stay out late at night and sneak down and watch Skinamax.
Yeah, you watch that.
Skinamax. I hadn't heard it called that in years. Oh, yeah, they used to show the R-rated movies on there, that old grindhouse crap. 15 channel spectrum, Netflix and Hulu, and any kind of TV, really just YouTube. I'm about at the point where YouTube's what I watch as well, because
soft corn, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah,
they'd have the bumping and the grinding, and usually a lot of movies with Shannon Tweed in it, and
Yeah, if it were 1994 instead of 2024, I'd be watching Skinamax right now, says Alex. Okay.
Yeah, soft is a waste of time. Yeah, once you've seen it all, it's hard to go back.
Yeah, well. The 70s was an interesting period of time. There was a lot of that porn that was kind of wrapped up in an R rating. We always go in and you can see a boobie or two, and you're always looking for a nip slip,
Hey, Valentine's speaking to my childhood, where they had the scrambled Spice Channel, and we'd watch that hoping the scramble would line up right.
Or you'd sit there and you watch it sideways thinking that you might see a little nip or something.
My dad was a very techie, still is, very techie, genius-y, smart type dude, and he invented a descrambler, which you would hook up to your television, and you could tune in all of that stuff. Allegedly, we allegedly did that, because that's a crime, and you wouldn't do that in real life. Allegedly,
we don't condone things like that here on the show.
Well, much like the poker cheat that knows how to spot it, and then Vegas hires them to watch the tables. My dad works for the cable companies now to spot.
We don't condone these things here on Weird Fantastic.
So that is how that all went. Is that a boob or a knee? It's an elbow.
I want to say it's a boobie, just to go in here.
Right. You'd be sitting there right in the middle of.
Actually, it was them back boobs that you saw, but you couldn't tell because of the scramble.
Right. And you'd be sitting there rubbing one out, and you finally thought you got it, and then it turns out it was the guy's butt cheek, and you're like, "Oh no, what have I done?"
My dad used to make OM boxes. Anyone remember those? The OM box. I think that was what your dad was.
Right. Yeah. It's basically a descrambler or a hot box or whatever you want to call it. You know.
I took a course called Diversified Technology, and the guy that was the teacher of that, he took. You remember those little round things that you would take out to when it snowed, and you would get inside of it. It was like a little tub thing, and you.
Sure.
He took one of those and he lined it with metal screen, like you do make a screen door out of, and he used the I guess trigonometry to figure out how long the antenna needed to be in the middle of it. And what he could do is he could take that and he could aim it at his neighbor's satellite dish, and he could pick up the signal that was coming in off of his dish and watch the TV in.
Right.
That was back when the satellites were sending unscrambled signals. Do you remember that? And if you had a satellite dish, you could get the full feed from like NBC and CBS. So you could see Dan Rather picking his nose while the commercials were playing.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that would be fun. Did he usually eat it too?
I don't remember. We didn't have that. But I do remember the satellite feed. The full feeds were unscrambled. So you could get the feed that the television station, the local station, was getting from New York off the satellite. And when the commercials would play, the newsreader would just be sitting there in his chair, waiting for the commercial to get over with. They would do all sorts of shit.
Right.
You sick ass pervs, says OBS.
Guilty.
Guilty. What is it? Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Proud of it. Means I had a
Right.
good childhood.
Right. What was funny is you'd have that remote with the freaking back button where it would go to the previous channel. You'd have to have that tuned in. So when you're watching that nasty shit, if your mom came out or somebody or your little sister, you could wham and then go right back to whatever the hell else was on some other channel.
We love you too, OBS.
That was a trick of the pros there,
Thanks, Jonezer. I'll have to use that next time. I'm gonna have to fix that up on the computer here so that when I'm looking at
Right, yeah. So your wife comes into the room, you could be like, "Blam, dude! I was not on that site. I don't know how that got there."
I wasn't on the hub. I promise. I
What's
can't
funny,
watch the
though, is-
hub here in Mississippi anymore because they got the hub blocked in Mississippi.
Really? So that's not allowed where you're at, huh? Yeah, you're not missing much. It's all the same crap.
It was our secret as kids.
The back button, Mike was working the back button too, weren't you?
Yeah.
Wham! And somebody come out and you'd be like, "Oh crap! I wasn't watching this shit. I promise."
I love how kids think they invented everything, but they didn't invent shit. Yes,
Right.
I was. Yes, I was.
Well, I mean, that was a trick of the pros. We all
Oh
had
yes,
to.
CBs. Did you ever get involved with CBs?
What's a
radios,
CB?
citizen band radios.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of messed up. That shit's still going on too, man.
It does still happen.
Get up there
truck
toward
stop.
Memphis and tune in your CB radio. There's a big old truck stop over there in West Memphis, Arkansas, right across the river. And there's dudes selling crack on the damn CB radio, man.
Right. I'll tell you what, I always think of when they're talking about the talk over the radio, or they have the sex talk with the phones, and for $1.99 a minute, you can call 1-800. Well, what I always liked, there was a Beavis and Butthead episode where Beavis and Butthead called that, and it was this big fat chick with hairy legs and curlers, but she had a real nice voice. She's like, "Hello, how are you?" And you don't know.
And skinny ass old man was over there in his underwear watching TV.
And they're just sitting there like, put the phone on your butt. Yeah.
Okay. Did the CB radio
That's
for years.
great.
You wouldn't believe what my handle was. Oh, I can only guess.
Sue Studio.
Sue Studio.
Oh, Miss Cleo was great. It's all in the stars, baby love, darling. I
Didn't
know
she get
it's
sued
in
for
the
that
stars.
shit?
The Miss Cleo will tell you your fortune.
That shit was a waste of money. The psychic hotline.
Yeah, at least with the sex one, you could at least get something for it, you know, if you worked for it.
Yeah, you had to work for it.
She'd give you the inspiration, but you had to do the rest.
How big was the phone bill as a kid, Jones? They're calling them numbers, and I got grounded a month for it over our bill. Oh, you!
I never did that. I never did that, but my cousin did that, and he was calling it like every night for like a month. And dude, the bill, like I think my uncle beat his ass up and down.
I know he beat his ass.
You know, and they ended up calling and settling because he told them, hey, you were talking to a 12-year-old kid. I should sue you for, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so they settled on a lower amount.
It had to have been $1,000 phone bill, and back then
$1,000
was $1 million.
Back then it was like $1.99 a minute, which I guess he's 12 years old, so he probably wasn't working with a lot of minutes, but he was calling it every night.
Yeah, that's pretty rough, man. Mine was not that bad. One day, one time, never again. Probably got your ass beat anyway.
Right.
Middle 70s, early 80s, you wouldn't believe what it was. She's pointing us to fall for that. I'm not taking your bait, Susudio. You can tell us what it was, but we're not making no guesses. You will meet a mysterious stranger, and you will have success as a pro wrestler. Never trust a psychic hotline.
Right.
They're con men, just like those faith healing preachers.
Right.
Same thing, same scam.
Well, you know, people were all. What was the one that everybody was into? She was on to Montel Williams all the time.
Oh, Sylvia fucking Brown. That piece of shit.
That all turned out to be a hoax too. But people were really buying that.
Art Bell was the one that caught her ass on his show.
Yep, they were all buying that. You know.
And
I have to admit, I even thought it was interesting, and I would watch those thinking she was for real.
Oh,
you know?
She was insidious, man. She took advantage of people's grief.
Well, yeah. Money. It makes people do funky things.
It had to do with music and a pinball machine. Pinball wizard.
She was who? Who?
The wrestling hotline was $1.99 a minute and 99 cents each additional minute.
Yeah, I remember that too.
You know, I was wanting to bring this up all night long, and it's been slipping my mind. You heard the latest shit about Ric fucking Flair's drunk ass?
Oh, I think he's fallen from grace pretty hard if he was ever in any grace. You know,
he got thrown out of a pizza parlor in Florida.
Was he walking around with his wiener out again, or what was he doing?
No, he was drunk off his fucking ass and acting a fucking fool in there. Dutch Mantel was talking about, I'd already read it, the dirt sheets that are online now. Not the Who or Pinball Wizard. Pizza Quest. There you go. I mean, the whole thing is on video, and you can hear Flair sitting there saying, "Hey, step outside with me, brother, and I'll beat your ass." Just drunk.
I'll have to watch Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette did a great bit. Corny probably tore him a new asshole. Corny,
yeah, I'd like to. Well, Corny's got a lot of respect for Flair, but he also calls it like he sees it.
Yeah, I like that little guy that's on there with Dutch Mantel. He goes, "Oh, so he got thrown out for being a raging alcoholic." A little bit too much to drink. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I never was a Ric Flair fan. Did I ever tell you that my mother had a crush on Ric Flair?
Who didn't in those days? I mean, everybody thought he was something.
You know, he wasn't the first Nature Boy. I think Buddy Landell had that before he did.
Oh, or there was before even Buddy Landell, there was what was his name? But Buddy Rogers, wasn't
Buddy
it?
Rogers was a nature boy. You're damn right. That gimmick wasn't invented by Flair by any means. Yeah, Buddy
Right.
Rogers. There you go, Mike P got it too. Nature boy.
I used to like when he would like take his clothes off and then like elbow drop his shoe and go nuts.
While he strutted, staggered
Right.
around in the ring.
In his underpants.
I always liked it when they would hit him and he would flip over the turnbuckle.
Right. I mean, he was such a car wreck. It was so fun to watch, though. You know, whoa! You know?
There's a bunch of memes out there called, I think it's a whole Facebook page called the Nature Boy Out of Context.
Oh boy. I just know there's a lot of stories of him like drunk and out of control, walking around with his robe and he's naked and he's pulling his freaking baby arm of a wiener out. And I've heard he's pretty gifted in that department. And I suppose if you got something like that, you're going to want to show it off, especially if you think it's going to get you anywhere. And he's been doing that since like the 80s. And it's like, we're not in a world where you can just walk around doing that anymore. Like, but he has
good
been.
and I smell good. Space Mountain. Woo!
Right. But yeah, he's been doing that for years, you know.
Have you heard that he's selling energy drinks now too? Woo!
Yeah. Well, if he's drinking them, I want one because whatever he's on, it's been working for him.
I think Dutch Mantel drank one on his show the other day. The energy drink, the energy drink is called Woo. W-O-O-O, Woo energy drink. Woo!
Good old Ric
Styling
Flair.
and profiling.
Right.
Limousine riding. Prime is nasty. OBS wants shipping up to Eternia and Wonder Woman. You know what? I think I might be able to hook you up. All right, so let's let me fix up something there for Sue Studio while you entertain people with more regaling stories of the Flair.
Well, I mean, Ric Flair is just he's an American original for sure. The guy's probably been drunk off his ass since the 70s, been womanizing the whole time. What's he like on his 5th marriage or whatever right now or whatever? And the guy's just the human cartoon. But you got to give him credit as far as how many times he's gone in the ring and flipped around and got thrown and beat, and he's almost got to be made a superhero DNA at some point, for the miles he's put on that body. Flair is he's one of a kind, but I also think we're getting to a point where these guys like the rockers of the 80s and these type of eccentric behaviors, if you will, are becoming more seen in a different light nowadays than they were back then. Back then you'd be like, oh yeah, he's that crazy promiscuous rocker wrestler, he can go walk around with his wiener out and do things like that. Well, and now they're like, that's looked upon differently.
Always a boozer. He doesn't do synthetic drugs. Captain Fantastic. None of them did anything for me. I liked them for entertainment. The only real good looking one was Liza.
Yeah, that guy had a body like a Greek god, and Razor played that character so well, that macho machismo character. And he was good as a bad guy, good as a good guy. He was just fun and entertaining in either way you saw him.
All right,
and Ramon, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry about that. We got Yesterland Toy saying that Flair was on meth. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. Johnny says he wasn't, but I have heard this story. Now I don't know who it was, but whoever it was driving the car, and in the back was Iron Sheik and somebody else, and he smelled something awful coming from the back seat, and he turned around and they're back there smoking crack in the back seat of his car. I could see Sheik smoking crack. Come on now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Did you ever hear the story of Roddy Piper getting pulled over with the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov and I can't remember who else was in there with him, but they get pulled over crossing the border and they're looking for their papers. And Piper is the only one doesn't have legit papers. The rest of them got them.
Right.
And they all go to jail. And Piper's got some pot, and so he sticks it in his mouth like it's chewing tobacco. And they're all in there. And he said, "You got all these wrestlers, and they're not breaking character." So like the cops are coming up, they're like, "Give me your papers. I am Iron Sheik from Iran. You know, he's like, where are you from? You know, I am Nikolai Volkov from Mother Russia. You know." So they're all going to jail. You know, they don't have papers or foreigners or whatever. And they get to everybody, and Piper is the only one that like tells a lie. And they're like, "Who are you? Where are you from?" He says, "Oh, I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina." And they're like, "You're the only one I believe. Get out of here." He was the only one that wasn't legit.
He's the only one that didn't stay in kayfabe, right?
We made up something, got out.
Junkyard Dog. Junkyard Dog was our big hero back in the day. He was down there in Mid-South Wrestling. And I remember having to turn that antenna, and it didn't matter what was going on outside, lightning storm. When Memphis Wrestling was over with, you got outside and turned that antenna so you could watch that Greenville wrestling. And I believe Jeff asked me earlier, was I in the great state of Mississippi? That is correct, I am. I don't mind telling you that. You can't dox me. I dox my fucking self. All right, so we had somebody that gave us some $5. That would be OBS, and wanted some shipping up to Eternia and some Wonder Woman. Are you ready, Joneser?
I was born ready.
Born ready. Here we go. We are back, and we were joined while the music and phone was playing by Toy Wave TV and Salacious Rum here in the house. Good to see you there, Rum. Toy Wave TV wanted to know, and if I go back up here for a minute, let me see if I can find that particular post that he did. Said that he is a short time lurker on the videos, and he wants to know a breakdown on what's coming up during live shows. Well, Jonezer and I both have factory jobs, and we work like dogs during the week, and we're lazy fucks when it comes to doing anything because we're always tired. But what we try to do is we try to do a set of weekend live streams if we don't do anything else. And sometimes on Friday night, it's not always, but sometimes on Friday night, we do an off the cuff show called Up All Night, which is a 2 hour stream where we basically talk about whatever's on our damn mind and we play a little music and fun at the, around to that during that. And of course, like tonight, we're running late night tonight, as you can see below me there in the bottom third. I've got the logo up. It's also a late night variety show starting. These shows start at 10 o'clock p.m. Friday night or Saturday night. Where we basically on the late night show, I try to run a tighter ship than I do the Friday show. We usually show memes of the week. We do toy talks and we talk about whatever's on our mind, and usually have a video to show of some sort, and we always end up with some music and fun before it's over. And also on Sunday at 12 noon Central Time, I try to do what I call the Sunday Hangout, which is my time toy show. And I try to show what I'm playing with at the time or what my latest pickups are on there. Tomorrow's show, I'm going to have Dre from Collector Space, Safe Space. Hopefully, he'll be in, and we'll be able to sit down and chat with him about what's going on there. So that's it. Very cool. Love it when lives are formatted like a TV channel. That's something.
Don't let us fool you.
Yeah, don't let us fool you. This is very unprofessional here, but we do our best. But talking about making a live TV channel, I've got something up my sleeve. It's going to take me a while to get this put together, but I want to run a 24-hour live stream of nothing but my best. And it plays like different shows coming on one after another. And, and that's what I'm trying to. Motu Jonezer, you do that quietly. Hello.
What did I do
Hello
quietly?
there, I like Salt. Good to see you. Came in a little late on this one. You do a great job and make it fun. Thank you. I appreciate it. If I can get the chat to refresh over so I can get back to showing. Season 7's really, that's what S7 means. Super 7 really sucked. They've been trying to do the 8-inch figures I want from Thundercast for 2 years now, and all our Reese's can't get certain ones thanks to effing scalpers. Okay. Public access. Yeah, kind of like public access TV. Yes, sir. So, Toywave TV cringe in there. I don't know what he's cringing about. Don't let us cringe. So anyway, yeah, we do a little bit of music and fun. Speaking of which, I will highlight the music and fun for a moment and let everybody know what that's all about real quick there.
Sure. And if anybody wants to shout anything out, we are late into the show.
It's time for music and fun on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures.
So as you can see, there we got the fun list of some of the things that we have. There's some skits in there and a lot of different music videos. There you go. Pick a song from the list. Toy Wave says OBS. Do that. Absolutely. So let me bring back Jonezer and I back into the room there. So there you go. Toy Wave TV. I'll put the list back up if you want, and you can pick a little something off that list. Anything you want, I'll play it for you. I don't mind. Not cringe, that's me smiling. Sorry about that. Oh, okay. All right, so here we go. Oops. There we go. Dragster. Okay. We'll play that. Let me get into the studio mode here and go over to the music and fun list and go over to the requests and get that up there for you, man. I'm gonna be more than happy to play that one. So let me get that off of there. that off there. Entertain them, Joneser. I'm trying to get something done here.
Well, oh crap.
Yeah.
With a full race engine and wheels of mag, he spends every night just looking for drags. Digger the way out dragster, with a gear shift knob high above the floor. Win every race by a length or more. He's always beaten every racing team with two big slicks and a head full of steam. Digger the way out dragster, anywhere there's a race you'll find him there. Any time of day now he doesn't care. One thing for sure, he always tries to win, and if you aren't convinced you'll have to go him again. Of all the kids he's the fastest around. Race after race he always shuts them down. Every night he's the king of the street. He's the way out dragster who can't be beat. Digger the way out dragster. Streets in his wild machine with a full race engine and wheels of mag. He spends every night just looking for drags. Digger the way out dragster. Anywhere there's a race you'll find him there. Any time of day now he doesn't care. One thing for sure, he always tries to win, and if you aren't convinced you'll have to go him again. Of all the kids he's the fastest around. Race after race he always shuts them down. Every night he's the king of the street. He's the way out dragster who can't be beat. Digger the way out dragster.
Kaboom is right. I like Salt with a $10 super chat for the computer fund. Not a toy, although toys are fun. Yes, sir. Yes, sirree there. I like Salt. Thank you for that super chat. $10, folks. What you want, I like Salt. You paid it. You get it.
Yep.
So let me pull the list up so he can look at it here. There you go. I like Salt. Take a gander there. What do you call an Irishman with no arms and no legs bouncing around the room?
I have no idea.
Uh-oh. What?
While we're waiting for the answer to that, I like Salt is in control of where the show goes next, folks. So whatever he picks is what's going to happen.
And there's a super chat on the screen right now. And Jeff's going to take a snooze there. Good night, Jeff. Good to have you here, sir.
Good night, Jeff.
You take care, man. So I'm waiting on you, I like Salt. You tell me what you want.
Scarborough Fair.
Scarborough Fair it is. So while everybody gets a chance to look at the music and fun list, I'll go set that up for I like Salt.
Absolutely. And so while Bill's setting that up, do I tell dad jokes or do I sing, or what would you like me to do or not do, folks? Huh? What do you got?
Read the super chats.
Read the super chats.
Or just read the regular chats, or read what Nightbot just put up. I don't care.
What? That's boring. I don't want to do that.
All right, well,
do not sing. You don't like
sing.
My singing.
Do not sing.
You don't like my singing?
Been told.
Jamie wants me to sing. See?
Sing,
there's a
time.
time.
Jamie's just saying that to be contrary.
Time keeps on flying.
Angie Baby, White Hot Rage, a horse walks into a bar, the partner says, why the long face? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add Angie Baby and White Hot Rage to this, since everybody's here and they may not have heard some of this stuff. So let's do that while we're doing this. And we'll end this one on Angie Baby.
Yeah, Mike, I'm always kind of if you tell me not to do something, I'm totally going to do it. You know, I'm very controllable in that way. You know, they're not very smart.
I would imagine that Mrs. Jonezer has used that to her better advantage on.
I guarantee you Mrs. Jonezer has used that. She's like, there's no way you're going to do the freaking dishes. I'll be like, you know what? I am going to do the dishes. Don't you tell me I ain't going to do the dishes. You watch me freaking do them goddamn dishes.
I can only imagine. And since we were doing wrestling, how about we know Hogan tells lies. We'll do Hogan telling a lie, and then we'll call that one in. So I'm gonna go over here to the skit list. We'll get Hogan telling a big old story.
Doesn't matter what you call her, she ain't coming.
Ugh. There you go. Just tell them jokes, right? One right after.
Well, it says, what do you call a Spanish hooker with no legs? Doesn't matter what you call her, she ain't coming.
Yikes. All right. So I got our list set up, and
Come sweet,
ooh. I'm gonna have to turn the auto chat off here for a moment. Ooh, I got it. I didn't get it in time. Sweep away. There we go. OBS laughing. All right, anything you want. What? I see. I said he's supposed to do it. Yeah. All right. Are y'all ready for another round of music and fun as we wrap up the show for tonight? We're running a little over there, Joneser, but it's been worth it tonight. This makes up for last night, don't it?
Yeah, I'm having fun. If you're having fun, I'm having fun. They're having fun. It might as well just be fun.
Well,
right?
I'm seeing a lot of happy faces over there in the live chat. So
Right.
maybe we're doing our job tonight. Here we go, folks.
Right.
More music and fun.
Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. He once was a true love of mine. To make me a cambric shirt, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Without no seams nor needlework,
Oh, shit.
In a street fight. Over your time, who were some of the genuine badasses? I mean, I heard stories that Haku back in the day was a legitimate badass behind the scenes. Who was the greatest badass in your opinion?
Haku, for sure. You know, Andre, no one ever tried him or tested him. He was just, you know, Andre boxed for a while. Andre was a Golden Gloves boxer. Plus, he's not even, you couldn't compare him to another human being. You know, Andre was a force to be reckoned with. Swede Hansen, an older wrestler when I first came in the business, was pretty well respected by a lot of people. And Brad Riggins, as far as taking care of himself, was really good at taking care of himself. And a really tough kid that we ran into.
Mm-hmm.
Well, brother, back in my day, I once wrestled a guy with a pet tiger. I think his name was Bjorn something. That guy was lethal. I suplexed him and ripped my back. Then Bjorn hit me with a chair shot, knocking me out on my feet. And then his pet tiger mauled me, and I had to be resuscitated on the Spanish announcer's table. Brother.
Mm-hmm.
In 1998, brother, I was at an all-day audience signing, some kind of convention for losers or whatever it was. Well, I about to go home when this guy, the very last guy, tries to get me to sign his Lone Ranger comic book. Think his name was Weird Late Night Bill or something. Odd name. I said, look, brother, I know I wrote it in my sleep under a pen name, but nobody's supposed to know. It could get me into some kind of legal trouble. Well, he flew into a rage, started choking me. I grabbed the comic book and tried to slap him with it, which only made him madder. I didn't want to hurt him, but after he used a Russian leg sweep on me and tried to hit me with the chair I had been sitting on all day, well, brother, I did what you had to do. I wrapped him up in a chokehold, but he collapses and goes down on me real fast. Before I know it, he springs up and gives me a cheap shot in the family jewels. I knew then, brother, that these fan cons and signings are dangerous places and thought, yeah, it's time to go home. I don't need this crap.
We're back. We'll draw a line at sniffing kids? There'll be none of that.
No, sir. That is not a thing that creepy old man Joneser would partake in. No, no, no. We do have some morals and standards over here at the Joneser house. Now, we can creep on Angie Baby a little bit, but sniffing kids, that's freaking wrong.
Dun, 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 dun.
Right. That's one of the funniest things I'd ever seen in my whole life. I was watching something and it had Joe Biden and Jill Biden in there at an elementary school. I probably told this story a few times. And there's a kid getting an award. Jill Biden sitting there talking while Joe's just walking around like a freaking idiot in the back. And somebody edited this video. My son Lyric is sitting there playing his Legos, and I'm watching this. And all of a sudden, Joe looks up and he sees the kid. And someone cut the Jaws music to it. Da-dun, da-dun. And then Joe's walking toward the kid. And my freaking son, I think he's 9 at the time. And he looks up at it and he goes, "Oh no, Dad, the Joe's gonna sniff the kid." And I just started laughing. So I'm like, and I was a little sad for the state of the country that my son knows our president sniffs children. I didn't tell him that. He just knows it.
Well, the Ducks are playing Joneser and everybody knows it. They're telling everybody good night. They know we're going to have, the credits are going to play here in a minute. Yeah, Sioux Studio, it was a shark attack for sure. Thank you everyone for being here. Hope to see y'all tomorrow at noon Central Time for the Sunday Hangout, where we hang out with Dre tomorrow from Collector Safe Space. In the meantime, everybody have a good journey. Special thanks to the channel supporters. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like, subscribe, and share the video.